All right, guys, we have LS1tech Q&A Episode 9 already for tonight, and I have
Why does that feel awkward?
45 messages to go through.
It was only 35 yesterday, so
Yeah,
it shot
people are
up
pouring
10.
them in for the weekend. They know that it's coming. And I'd like to know, we talked about doing this live in my other video, and if you only watch these videos, let me know. Kicking back and forth, it's a 50-50 thing if it's going to be a shit show or
Just
any
say
good
your
or not.
thoughts. What do you think? If
Yeah.
Matt were to do a live video, would you come on at a specific time to watch his video and ask questions? Or do you like it set up like this where you see him go through the boxes?
Yeah, is it always good content, or should we roll the dice with possible spammers and other ridiculous horse shit? So I could also just turn off. It sucks. You can't really do comments with the live chat off, so we'll just go right to the...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hello.
Hello.
I just hit the lottery and bought a pro mod. Would you be interested in tuning for me? Just kidding. Thanks for all the videos. Dino, the truck already, please.
Oh, well, this was the other day.
Well, everyone
18th.
saw.
Yeah, everyone saw what happened with the truck, so thanks for the troll comments. I like those just as much as the regular ones. This is in fucking Russian or something. Oh my god.
This is not Pavel. Is it Pavel? Was he messing with you? Just type translate. Hello from the USSR.
Very good day. That's awesome. We'll just skip it.
Pavel's pretty awesome, so.
Gold box. Hey man, I just bought the LS Gold box from EFI Source. I'm looking forward to learning this tuner studio shit in my new project. 07 Colorado, no kidding. 370 twin 369s. So that's a lot, dude. Yeah. Yep, you'll definitely hit 1100 horsepower. Do you have Mark's 68 Camaro tune that made 1400 so I can take a look? I think so, dude. Let us take a look in the tune cabinet on the wiki page, and if it's not there, I'll put it up tonight at the end of this video. No. It is not up.
Wow.
I will have to put up Mark's 210 tune for you to start off with. Yeah, I can do that.
So check it in the next day or so.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Keyboard on point today.
Yeah.
Coils and wires. Thanks for all the info in the Q&A. Much better now that you are not typing. It speeds things up for sure. I can go through double the things.
Yeah, and I don't have to hear him type.
What are your thoughts on coils and wires for 800 horsepower? I have stock. Everything stock is fine. I was looking. Do not buy aftermarket anything. Everything in my truck is stock. And if you really want to have your mind blown, everything in Mark's Camaro, the race car that made 1400 horsepower, stock truck coils and wires.
If it's not broke, don't.
Yeah, don't waste the money. I mean, 82 Monte Carlo. No need to reply. I watch faithfully. I did create an account just to ask. Yes, February 17. I blew up LS1tech memberships apparently in late 16, early 17. Please don't rip me a new one. Oh boy. I'll try. Let me sip my coffee real quick.
You're kind of savage today.
Thanks for everything you do for the swap community. Watching your videos to show me the do's and don'ts of swapping and boosting, which is much appreciated. Hey, thanks. My current project is a 1982 Monte Carlo. I watched your build on the G-Body Wagon and decided to go with the Mark 88 drivetrain. Yeah, I mean, 88. Yeah. LQ4 SS2 cam. Dual valve springs. Got those for cheap. Is the reason I don't have 1218s. Gap to 28. Insurance. Not bad idea. Stock LS1 intake. Deca 80s. Pump is 044. Watch and make sure it's not a fucking China clone. That shit is out of control lately. On 378/76. Interesting. Oh yeah, they gave it like a millimeter on some of them, but it's basically the 78/75. My question is, could I hit 638? Odd number. There is no reason. I like your style. On pump gas, no meth. On no E85. Yeah. If you're conservative, and especially if you have a lockup torque converter, the 630 is not going to be hard to do for that. Use the car like a Swiss Army tool.
I wonder what the odd number's for.
Side note, 700
Is he
out
trying
of...
to beat somebody?
I don't know. He just said odd number. Be careful, and you might be able to hit that with that turbo on straight pump. On straight pump gas. That's right at the edge. Meth injection is super cheap insurance at that point when you're pushing on pump. I'm watching. You're awesome. I don't really have any questions because I feel like you've answered every possible freaking question that anybody could have. All they have to do is look. I would send you something, but all my disposable income is going into my ship box. That's correct. S10 race car. Whatever you want to call it. Keep up the good work. I'm interested in your class of HP tuners. Yeah, I think in the next day or two, I got to get that speed density one out. I have all the video footage. I'm just not happy with how it flows. I recorded the screen, and I was tuning while I was working with it. My friend was having trouble with the wastegate and some other things.
And
so
I was annoying the shit out of him.
Yeah, and people were asking me questions, so that stuff is all in the recording. So what I need to do is open the data logs and other stuff and re-record it in a format that's more valuable for people to listen to and take in without interruption.
And the nice thing is it will be affordable to this guy.
Yeah,
They're
for sure.
$25 videos. So.
They're $25 videos. Yep, anyway. If I want something done, I try and do it myself. Can't Fiverr, Google, YouTube. This is how I found you. If it fails, wow, this guy really fell apart here at the end.
I've been here reading LS1tech posts for a while now.
Just had to sign up. Yeah, well, February 17th.
Say you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. All of that stuff. P.S. Awesome. Spelled incorrectly. Tell the guy with the overheating 4.8 turbo truck check tranny temp where it's overheating. I've seen tranny temps rise to the point where it heats up the rad. Yeah, I've heard that too. About the other guy. The one guy said he was overheating. In like last week's video, if people aren't sure what we're talking about. S475 83 turbine versus the VS S480. Matt, I watched the videos. I have a 72 LTD. Oh, what a beast. 06 LQ4 out of H2 80E. I plan to go turbo. My goals are 7 to 800-ish. Also burnouts for days. I'm looking at the Little John Stage 1 S475 83, but after watching your videos, I've started 11s in the quarter with 700 tire. Okay.
That's a lot of power.
Yeah, here's a quick example. My buddy Corey, what's his last name? He lives in Maryland. Corey Gates. Bam. How did you know that? Corey Gates.
Because I know.
He has like almost 4,000 pound LTD. And it's a S472 with a small turbine on a 5.3, and I tuned it on Mega Squirt through a TH400. It made 711 tire, and it went like 9 teens. It went very low 9s, as is. So you don't need that much turbo. You could buy the turbo. Either one of those will do it. I mean, I doubt it weighs 4,300 pounds. I don't know how your car would be that heavy unless you added a ton of weight to it. Yeah, I mean, the billet S480 is a powerhouse. The S475 will get it done, though. So either one will work. If you already have it, just put it on and get it down the track. The real life experience, getting it done and track tuning it is far more valuable than stopping what you're doing and putting a different turbo on. If the car is flying and you want it to go a little bit faster, put the S480 on at that point and sell the other turbo or shelf it. I'm thinking about getting HP tuners and some video. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would drive by cable. Trailblazer SS intake is a waste of money in my opinion. Just use the crap regular Gen 3 intake. That's what I have. I wouldn't waste your time fucking with everything. In my opinion. Matt, when you put the HD2 kit in your 80E, internal, large retaining ring and springs, not the valve body stuff. I can't answer that because it's in the video. If I didn't use it, I didn't do it. Internal to transmission, large retaining ring. I think that's the ring I have up on the shelf up there, the giant C-clip, basically. I mean, some of the stuff I don't put in, some of the stuff I do put in. I can't answer that. Watch the video. I didn't take the pump out, and I don't do the spring mod to the pump, and I don't drill the pump, which I should start doing, but I didn't do any of that. I need to reply, I'll watch. I have a 07 Classic Crew Cab, 48, 1218, 7665, Circle D, 80 pounds, 3-bar. This guy read some stuff. I downloaded one of your tunes and threw it in the truck, mostly finished, not the cold side. I got impatient, hit the key, and fired it up first try. I got drive-by-wire, and I'm still HP Tuner's noob, just asking on what fuel table I would mess with to do minor adjustments or any adjustments. I have the P59. You're going to want to go into primary VE. Primary VE table under fuel. So just go into engine, fuel, and then I think it's airflow, primary VE. Just looking for primary VE. Almost all your fuel stuff is going to be in the VE table when your speed density. Or if that's a mass air meter tune, which I doubt if you used one of my bases, it is, you would use the airflow versus MAF Hertz table for fuel. Yeah, get in there and fuck around with it. Hey Matt, first of all, thanks for everything you do for the hot rodding community. I would have never done an LS swap without the inspiration of sloppy mechanics. Thank you. That's what I strive for.
Thumbs up.
So my issue is I cannot get my 6L idling with I think you mean without surging obnoxiously. I have cap PCV, check the IAC with C to replace intake gaskets, injector O-rings. It seems we've gotten a little bit better. Messing with the timing and fuel has also helped but not fix the problem and chasing the issue for months. It's a micro car with Fairmont gas, BTR Stage 4, TH100. Yeah, I mean, are you sure your fuel is level? And are you sure? You might want to mess with, there's a thing in there for like spark, it goes into closed loop idle basically. And what it does is it swings the ignition timing around at idle to better stick the car at a smooth idle. Idle tuning with no idle air control motor and other stuff is difficult. For some people, it just wants to swing around like a bitch. What you gotta do is near idle is highlight all the cells and say it's idling around like 40 and it's 35 here and 25 here. Highlight the whole fucking area where it idles and put in a solid number and make it fatter, like 12-0. See what it does, and then go from there. And then you want to build a pocket. Say you want it to idle at 800. You got to go to the cell below that. Put like 18 degrees at 800 and put like 22, 24 degrees below that, 600, 400. So if it wants to fall, the ignition goes up and it kind of kicks it back into the little valley of ignition. So mess with all that. See what it does. It's tricky with a micro because it just doesn't have closed loop idle. And it can be a total whore sometimes. Total pain in the ass to deal with. It's one of those things. Hello, sir. I am watching episode 8 as I am typing this. I have a 79 Trans Am that weighs 3,200 pounds. Goal is 800 wheel. I have a 5.3 with a LJ2 Siemens 80s, 241s, hater pipe. I'm trying to find some better rods. TBSS intake 4L80 might run ethanol. AEM 4303? Huh? That's a contradiction. Those are two different pumps. This is a Magna Fuel that's $500, and this is an AEM pump that's $150. And they flow significant difference in fuel flow. So, yeah. My questions are, what size turbo? VSS 480. If you want to go super fast and make 800 plus, that's your fucking option. I'm snorting Pixie Stick off.
He asked you what turbo.
S480. The 7875 is barely going to cover 800 tire. If it can at all. It's funny. People want 800 plus. You need the big boy.
Look, another new user.
Yep. Just big turbo. You need the big turbo. And you need to make sure your rods will stay in the motor. 300ZX 370. I'm a new subscriber. Love the videos and I need to type. I'm building a Z32 5-speed LOJ. They make the conversion kit for the trans and everything. I have a takeout LQ9 that's becoming a 370, stock 317s. I'll be tooling around, cruising, drag racing, highway pulls, maybe roll events. Everybody wants 800 wheel.
And why does everyone keep asking you what
I wanted to know what turbo you would recommend. Fairly quick, lower spooling. Well, if you have a stick shift car, you could probably make 7-800 with a 7875. S475 sure is popular. The issue you might have is if you put a 7875 on with a stick shift car, it might spool super fast and spin in the mid-range. I don't have much hood clearance. Well, that's going to be your fucking issue, buddy. Giant fucking turbo and no hood clearance.
Cut the hood.
You're going to have to compromise. You can't have all this stuff. You can't have all this cake and eat it too. You're going to have to deal with it or you're going to have to pony up some cash. 7-800, the 7875 will do it, but as we get far into this game and we realize people say they want 500, but they really want 800. And people say they want 800 and they really want 1,000. If you just get a giant fucking turbo to begin with, you may be better off. And it may be laggy, but I mean, that's something you're going to have to deal with. I mean, it gets tiring to a point here. People want me to build a car for them. I mean, you need to build a car for yourself at some point, guys. I don't know what to say about that. Why are people blowing me up here? Thanks for the reply. I think the first time I've seen Jamie remotely excited at the prospect of a new build platform. Pics available on Instagram at request. I'll be doing a budget style sloppy one on the... I can't hear... Oh, Corona? Did we look that up? I can't remember anything about this, honestly. I'm sorry, dude. S480 is out of my price range. I believe you said it's made about $680 to the tire on an On 370. On 376 is usually capped out way before that. That was like my buddy Safi's car is a total freak with the 7665, and he now has a 7875 and foot brakes high 10s, and his car is like 4,000 pound street car. It's like that Regal, the black and silver one.
I'm pretty excited for the new build.
Yeah. Man, my coffee smells good out here, guys.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
This guy's username is L33 Dreamboat. Dear Derbnas.
Oh boy.
2 in a row. Disclaimer, do not bother typing.
Oh my god.
Hopefully this is being read in freezing digits. You know what? It was warm the last 2 days, but it is down into the fucking 30s again.
It is really nice.
But the garage is okay right now. It might be 48 outside, but it's not terrible in here. Anyway, sorry. Generous inebriation, not so much. As there are rather more entertaining, this profile was made with the sole purpose of providing material for a longer video. As I binge watch your playlist like my wife does Gilmore Girls. I do, however, have a few questions. They are as follows. Shaved or hairy? Oh my god.
Matt doesn't shave his face unless it annoys the shit out of him.
Yeah, back and forth.
I bought him lovely razors and he just doesn't use them.
I get to a point where it bothers me and then it all disappears and then I will let it go until it bothers the shit out of me.
Where is the fist?
I parked it
Wait,
over...
Did John Martin take it?
No. Why?
It's a joke.
Oh. No, John Martin didn't take
Since
it.
He's obsessed with the fist.
It's over there. It's on the shelf back behind my finger here, behind that whiteboard. It's up on the shelf. Would you consider unlocking the converter on back-to-back pull? I have done it, not recently, and maybe in the last 10 cars, it's worth about 10% of horsepower. So if you figure that out quick in your head and you know math, 600 wheel unlocked is roughly 660 wheel locked. So at 900 horsepower, it's worth almost 100 tire. That's the average. Now, if you have a shit converter and your lockup is perfect, that percentage varies, but almost all the really good lockup converters are really good unlocked. It's roughly 10%. Why aren't your lines straight?
He's not Flacco.
In the tune or whatever? I mean, you guys know the answers to this stuff. With a micro setup, have you ever ran low impedance? I have not done that, but Shannon and some other people have. They've done the Versafueler and resistors. It only has 2 drivers. Yeah, people... I think Cameron is running low impedance injectors with MS3, and he is running like some big-ass resistors. I've never done that, so I can't give you total perfect advice on that. Yeah, anyway. I always did sloppy mechanic style before I knew it existed. Once I found the nitrous beater death videos you always used to do, I became hooked and started realizing you did things the way I do. With that said, I've learned a plethora of information from you. I would like to let it be known that I appreciate all you do. It is awesome and inspiring. Through you altruistically spew out thousands of dollars worth of knowledge for real, for free. I can't wait to see high five passes out of the truck. Yeah, me too. I definitely want to see a high five because I don't think it'll last the whole way on kill. So we might as well go halfway, dear.
It's a double.
Yeah, it's a double thing. They're exactly the same. How much woodchuck could a woodchuck chuck?
Part 2.
Yeah, the mail order tune was Anthony Dwelling. Super nice guy. I got him to do it based on his experience. Fact that I have no idea about HB2 leads me to part 2, having no experience and being comfortable with Tuner Studio and the old Megatune. How much of a kick in the face is HBT? It's completely different. it's 100% different. But here's the thing. If you have a good base, all you need to do is modify the fuel and spark table and like few other little things. The idea is if you load one of my bases and it's close enough and ignition and everything seems safe, you just modify the fuel table to suit and you're done. But they couldn't be farther. I mean, there is a VE table, but the spark table works in a completely different way. The limits and the scale is completely different, and tuning, flashing, logging, and logic of the ECU is completely different. And that's like the biggest difficulty. Anyway, more in-depth HP tuner-ish question. I watch all your videos, you know the drill. I'm fairly comfortable tuning with HP tuners. Question problem is I have a 0253 flex fuel. The issue is HPT only supports 2-bar. I would like to have the ability to run more than 14. What's the easiest thing to do? You can try to look for other OSs. I'm assuming that this is maybe a P59. You could try loading. I think one of the guys, his name's Tyler Sandow. That guy has a lot of experience with flex fuel in the stock computer. You may be able to find a flex fuel and a 3-bar ECU. One of the things you can do is just try to load all the fuel in at 14 pounds on the fuel table and hope it carries into how much you're running. I know the Safari van has 3-bar flex fuel from like 05, but it's P59, whole other can of worms. You're correct. Man, I haven't done enough of that. You can biff the scale. You can put a 3-bar in, tell it it's a 2-bar, and screw your whole table up to make it work correctly. And it won't know the difference. You just have to mentally know the difference. Like the other issue I said is I know my buddy Jarrett has run a 2-bar tune in his truck, and he's run 19 pounds of boost in the 2-bar. So the fuel table is effectively done at 14 or 15 pounds, and he just has his overall safe amount in, and he just runs it. And that's, that's just how he rolls. You can try it too. Just run a little bit off the map and keep going and see how far it gets you. I think we're done with page 2 already. Yeah.
You're blowing through. You're going really fast.
Well, it's good. At least there's answers for everybody's questions. Boost tapering, no more. Hi, Matt and Jamie. You spelled your name right. Just following up on a few questions. Episodes ago, I asked for remedies of boost tapering the fire turd gen. I've since found a few leaks and worked on reducing the amount of couplers. I replaced a few clapped out clamps. I've also decided to slap on the new... I've heard about this, the On3 billet. Tearing ass very well. Thanks for all the support. I'll post videos in the Sloppy Facebook page. Oh, is that the guy that has the 4.8? 04 LQ. Nah. A guy just posted today he made like 1060 on a 4.8. Anyway, I'll post videos on the Sloppy page when I hit the dyno. One question is, how hard can I lean on a Gen 3 LQ4 with Gen 3 to avoid putting holes in my block? I'm hitting 600 wheel already on 94, and I'll be... Man, what transmission do you have? Does he say?
I don't see it in the signature.
600 tire is like where I quit. I don't trust him over 550. If it's someone else's car, I like to quit at 550. A couple of our cars and some other people that I know kind of well, and I'm like, this shit might blow up. We've done 650 once or twice on the dyno, but we've had some cars make more and some cars blow with less. So I like to quit with all of them in the 550 through an auto range. I would say 650 through a stick shift is about as far as I would go, and people will argue with me and you to no end and tell you 900 horsepower is safe with a Gen 3. But whenever I'm flooring a Gen 3 car and we start making over 550, my ankle twitches. I'm worried about the fucking thing coming apart, blowing through my feet. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. It depends on your transmission and the amount of loss. But, man, I like to quit at 550 auto and 650 through a stick shift. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. It's your life. But I don't like going farther than that. It might last forever. It might blow on the first hit. Too much irregularities with those Gen 3s. I recently just got a shipbox on the road, 5360E Wrangler, roughly 4,500 pounds. I'm going turbo. I will be on a work trip for a few months, or I would like to do it now. I know you don't know Jeeps, but I think you can help. You might ask why I want to turbo it. Well, I have a friend who works... Yeah, won't shut the fuck up. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Usually BMWs are.
Yeah, no kidding. The guy with the X5 won't shut his fucking mouth. As advertised, 12.5 in the quarter. I want to surprise him with some speed. My plan is a used comp. I don't know what the fuck a used comp 265 HR is. Uncapped injectors, Walbro 400. Shopping for 480E HD2 suggested turbo and intercooler. A Walbro 400 will probably get you 700 tire on gasoline. I have HP tuners. Started playing with it. Super noob. Turbo or Texas speed, 100 millimeter MAF. You want to tune it? I would tune it on speed density. I'm concerned about all the elevation changes. Driving it daily, 14 miles. What are your thoughts? I watch it. I mean, if you're out there in California, maybe you should see if Cunningham Motorsports is close to you and have Ryan Cunningham tune this up for you and figure out, the decapped injectors aren't going to go as far as you. Well, they're 75ers. You could easily do 550. I mean, how tall are the fucking tires? They're going to disturb your 37s are going to throw off your dyno.
Out, yeah.
It's going to look, numbers might look low and it still might fly, but yeah, you could, sure, you could do like the whole handbook and do the 78, 75 and make 500 tire, and that would surely surprise the fuck out of your friend and spank on him hard. But as far as getting the mass air meter, I think that's a waste of time. Just go to speed density as long as you can have someone tune it. If you have zero experience, it might not be a good idea for you to tackle a speed density turbo build that you want to street drive and be reliable. If you have the time and patience to tackle that, go for it. But I would find a reputable Ryan Cunningham if you're anywhere near him in California.
He's in San Diego. Where's Ryan Cunningham?
Cunningham Motorsports.
I know if you tell me where it is, I know the map since I've been planning our road trip for the past couple of months.
I don't know where he is exactly. California's a big motherfucking place.
It just said it when you went back. On the right-hand side, it says the address, but you have to scroll over.
Marietta.
Google the map.
Yeah.
And type the map.
Yeah. Is it south? Oh, it
It's
is.
not that far from San Diego.
Yeah, buddy. You gotta look up Ryan Cunningham. Cunningham Motorsports. That guy's the fucking man. Serious expert. He takes his shit seriously. He doesn't like any of my jokes. He's very passionate about what he does. The only thing he laughs about is my Lars 5.3, if it dies me, my maid. He liked that. Other than that, he thinks I'm a joke, rightfully so. Nice guy, has answered a bunch of my questions. No need to type. I watched the videos. LS4, 4T65. Oh, man, you're a masochist. Into a Civic? Really? Cam only deal, nothing crazy. I'd like to use Holley FI as wiring is my specialty. I'm not sure if the Dominator can control a 4T65. Man, I don't know. I got a Holley box over there that I just fucking looked in, and I don't... They should support it. I think the wiring harness... Is it? Yeah, dude, if you want to buy a Holley and you want to check...
I mean, it's so much money.
Shouldn't you call Holley and see if they support their thing? Is modifying a stock harness a pain in the ass? I think it's a fucking pain in the ass. I mean, if I build a car in a couple days, I don't want to fuck with wiring for... I would like to be able to control... Yeah, dude. I know you can do it in HP tuners. I have friends who have swapped turbo front-wheel drive 3800s with 4T65s. But they're turbo and shit, and they can't make any shifts because the transmission's junk. But you're going to be all motor. I'm sure you can find an ECU that will do what you want it to stock, and more than likely the Holley will support it also. It's probably the same, since the 4T60 is the same thing as a 4L60, as far as my knowledge goes, the internal wiring and control and everything should be the same. It's just transverse. It's a transverse version of the transmission for front-wheel drive. So I think it can. Man, I don't know. I don't sell the product, and I don't know shit about it. I'm going to try to hook it up and see if I can even start my truck. Maybe I'll ruin it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Let's fucking go to Mars. Fuck yeah, let's try it.
You're just going to do it.
Yeah.
Like your new tagline, just do it.
Let's go to the moon, boys. Doing my first LS turbo swap and just bought a 04 LQ4 along with ECU, which is drive-by-wire. I don't really like drive-by-wire. I watched your Q&As. I saw you mention it's easier to tune drive-by cable. Correct. So before I hack up my firewall and mount the pedal and drive by wire, I'd rather just swap over drive by cable, which is already in the car. Fox Body looking at sloppy wiki. eBay cable driven throttle and a map IAT sensor. Anything else I'm missing? Those map and IAT you should already have. Well, inlet air temp sensor is part of the mass air meter. You should have the map sensor and some other stuff with you. Got to see what you have. Anyway, anything else I'm missing, we'll be able to use 04 ECU. Or do I? You don't need to do anything. It's what do you want to do? This is my moral dilemma with answering your questions, people. You want me to make life decisions like, should I have a child or should I wait till after I get through my schooling? Man, I don't know. Can you afford a child or schooling right now? We're getting off base here. But yeah, great job with all the info and videos. Hope you budget builds. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, are you going to turbo it or whatever? If it's just a cruiser and you're just going to drive it, drive-by-wire is okay, but I never do turbo. I never do drive-by-wire. So, yeah, I mean, cable is super easy. All the bass tunes are for cable ECU. If you're going to go turbo, all you need...
There's enough online to read.
Yeah, all the stuff is already in the wiki and junkyard build thing.
Yeah, it's the easiest platform, so...
And the cable is certainly the easiest, and the cable ECU is the easiest, and 90-some% of the bass tunes on the wiki are for cable ECU. You should hit the ground running.
Hello, I have a question.
Oh, I love the videos. I know you don't like S10s. I need a drive shaft for mine. It's an extended cab extreme. I'd prefer a one-piece. Or is two-piece still the way to go? Everyone I call said they won't stand behind it because of all the HP level. Also, they say I would need to be a 4-inch or bigger, and it would hit the floor. Really? It's all motor and people are too pussy to build you a drive shaft?
What about the guy who did yours?
A guy, like one of my YouTubers built me the drive shaft in this truck, a guy on YouTube built. He works for a trucking company.
Oh, okay.
And he does not take custom orders. He just did it for me.
Oh, okay.
To pay me back for the videos. That guy's name's...
Don't say his name.
His name's David.
Okay.
I won't tell you his last name. He did it to me as a favor.
Do
I sell 8/8s cut? Absolutely not, bro.
The best thing to do is probably just go online and start looking for custom drive.
Start calling trucking companies and just tell them you want a 3-inch steel thick wall drive shaft to your specifications.
And don't tell them what you're doing.
Tell them it's going in a fucking Monte Carlo that goes 13s.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Or just say that you like drive shafts and you want to put one in your living room.
The Colorado has like it's a regular 3-inch steel thick wall drive shaft. That's it. Nothing special. No fucking problems. Yeah, I don't know why they get all iffy with your dumbass. No need to reply. I watch all your stuffs. LS Noob, been out of the game for 15 years. Been a while. I recently picked up a nice Fox Body Mustang. Nice Fox Body is what's that word? What's that word, ladies and gentlemen? Oxymoron. With all the expensive ass bolt-ons, heads, cam, intake, blah blah blah, still slow.
Just bought some guy's project that sat in his garage.
Was planning to turbo it, and I know, but the limits of the stock block and expense. Yeah. Randomly came across my YouTube channel. Watched every damn dude, you watched like 1,460 videos, I think I'm up to, or something. Anyway, joined here to learn. I just picked up a fresh 4.8 with a valve job. Fuck, good for you. Brand new GM head bolts. New stock head gaskets. I'm going to gather the rest of the parts, swap into my Fox. 80E HD2 TFS packed fabricator hot side eBay intercooler fuel stuff. I'd like to get this set up into my car and tune and sort it out in the 4.8. Meanwhile, sell all of my 5.0 stuff and pick up a 6.0 for the future. Everybody's got a boner for a 6-liter. Car is a built 8.8 with 355, 275, 60. Mint. Everything's good. What turbo would I recommend for the 4.8? Just a streetcar burnout machine toy. Also, I noticed you don't use blow-off valves. Care to elaborate why? I don't want to talk about it. It was very...
And no, he didn't try to take my blow-off valve off my Evo either.
It's a very touchy subject, me and blow-off valves from back in the day. It's emotionally exhausting. I don't want to get into it. Yeah, get to 78, 75. Your horsepower goal has to match your turbo. If you want 400 horsepower, you obviously don't need a giant turbo. And if you want 1,000 horsepower, you can't use a small turbo. And what to buy for 2017 will pretty much answer all your questions. Yeah. If you don't know what you should get the 78, 75.
quick update. Did you guys order all the parts for the what to buy video yet? Did
No.
Mike do it? No.
He's finishing his race car still.
Okay.
That's priority right now.
Just
Race
curious.
car. Yep.
I was curious, so I figured they might be curious. So I asked you a question.
Yeah.
That guy said hi to me, and you overlooked his hi.
Where?
Scroll down in the last post. Oh.
We're past that
Well,
already.
hi.
Matt, I've been following you for quite some time. I really like how you make things affordable for everyone. Said all that to say this. I bought. Wow. Is his grammar a little funny here, or am I
Said
struggling?
all that to say this. He should have a comment after this.
Anyway.
I bought my gold box from Mike last summer.
Which
Awesome.
Mike? There's two Mikes. They're both awesome.
It was probably Mike Jr.
I've been building an S10 for Christ's sakes. I put together a 4.8 with twin 72s with 120 pounders, E85. But when I was building, I replaced the 24-tooth wheel crank with the 58. I'm in uncharted territory, and I was wondering if any of the tunes, dude. Just you can in the options you can change it from 24-tooth to 58-tooth.
There's a button for that.
Just load it and then change the ignition option. Load like Shannon Taylor's tune. A bunch of my tunes are 58 and 24X. Just load it up. It's all there. It really. HPT, Fairmont 3 bass. I've been to one of your tuning classes and I'm still learning. Questions are, I'm thinking about changing to the 3-bar OS but only using a 1-bar. Why? I know the Fairmont had 80s in it, but I'd be able to use a VE table up to 100 kPa to get me rolling, even though I have stock LS1 injectors for now. I think I remember you saying the Fairmont didn't have O2s for trimming. I was thinking it might be close. Here's the thing. Why don't you just convert it to 3-bar? And if you don't make any boost, it'll stop at 100 kPa anyway. You don't have to do 1-bar and then change it all. You can load my bass tune, and you can just change the injector size and the VE table until it fires and runs with like an appropriate amount of fuel, and then you're good. Go from there. Right now I have a truck MAF. When I switch to the SD tune, do I need to delete the MAF completely and use a different IAT, or can I leave it without messing with the tune and still have IAT? You're correct. Once you fail the meter, you can leave the meter plugged in and use the inlet temp sensor inside the meter and not delete the meter. So you can convert it to 1-bar, 2-bar, 3-bar, leave the meter plugged in and still use the inlet temp sensor. Because if you fuck something up and you're worried, you can load the other tune back in and fire it and it'll run off the MAF. So yeah. Food for thought. Yeah, I watched the fucking videos. Booza Rob. Hey, Matt, first off, thanks for all your time, effort, willingness to break shit for no other good reason than just to see. Last week, a guy sent you some brand new OEM rods. I was wondering if you could post the part number off these. Maybe there's a part number on them? It'd be interesting to see what the cost of those are from like a GM dealer. Sometimes shit from GM is cheap. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes it's astronomical. Dude, I don't know. It's like cost and demand and some other sloppy tax stuff going on.
And they're up on a really high shelf, and I can't reach it. So you're not getting them right now because...
Yeah, I doubt there's a part number on the rod. Just call your local Chevy dealer and ask.
Yeah, call them, and they have a job for a reason. Call them and ask.
I don't know what they cost. Jamie's Evo is it is fucking rad.
It is pretty rad.
It is rad. Maybe we'll have to put it on a dyno one day and tune it.
Not you. We gotta get a real tuner.
I have that nice tube front end Fox body with all the gay purple parts. I like purple parts.
Periwinkle.
And the twin billet 7875s and a Gen 3 5.3. I feel like those turbos are going to crush those rods easily. I cannot wait till Ackerman's car is done because it has a billet 7875s and I really want to see what they are capable of. I can't wait. It sucks that his block was kind of hurt and he had to get another fucking block and everything else, but he works pretty fast. Wide bands with gold box.
This
Hi,
coffee
Matt.
is really good.
This is super good, guys. This is like an espresso brand
From
now.
Starbucks.
Oh, man.
It's like crack.
Hey, Matt and Jamie.
Hi.
It's another I in there, buddy.
Hey.
Motherfucker. No. No need to reply, as I'm sure other guy said, I have no life and I will be waiting for the Q&A. You're a very sweet man. I'm generalizing and I'm
James.
what
Hi,
am
James.
I am gender biasing or something. What is that?
I like when people add those little dancing emoji.
The
things
jester?
in there. I just like all of them.
Anyway, I'm looking for a Y-band around my gold box and I was wondering if you have any preferences. I prefer the AEM.
Yeah.
Please don't fucking touch the Innovate.
I have the Innovate.
It seems people do on the forums. Why do people on forums prefer Innovate? Is probably because
it's probably sitting in a box.
Probably because they're dumb and they don't have real good world experience with it. From my experience, the AEM just dominates, and the Innovate will leave you questioning your life, sexuality, and religion. It's that confusing sometimes. Other people are like, man, my Innovate's great. And every time I try to use one, we have issues with the vehicle and some other things. And just recently, if you watch the video with Mark's race car,
oh, he has one too.
Mark has the dual Innovate, and the car was going like, it just seemed fucked. And we put it on the dyno, and the Innovate said one thing, and my AEM said another. I trimmed it to the AEM. The Innovate said the car was going to blow up, and the AEM picked up 225 horsepower. I trust the fucking AEM. Anyway, AEM, UEGO. Get it off Amazon Prime, $166. Foolproof, calibrated. You can't fuck it up unless you smash it on the ground.
Should I buy one for the truck?
Well, I have the one. We're just going to tune it with that.
Okay.
I have an LC1. Don't touch it. We're just skipping. Nope. No Innovate at all. Nope. I don't like them at all. And every 5 years, I'm like, fuck it. I'll give them a try. And and it just ends up being a giant waste of time and pissing me off.
Save your money.
Anyway, I'm not building an LS. Currently piecing together a Turbo Gen 3 Hemi build. That's right. Coming from the dark side to steal your advice. I'm watching your videos. Wait till I put up a video of Corey's. I keep posting pictures of it. If you're a member of the Sloppy Facebook page or a Sloppy public group, I keep posting pictures of my buddies.
You didn't take a video today?
No, I mean,
Oh.
it's just not working. It's just no point in doing any of it, I don't think. And as soon as it's really good, we'll be there. We'll get it done. But he has a Hellcat short block, 13 Charger Eagle top end, Hemi turbo with a 4L80E and an Explorer rear end and a 69 Dodge Coronet. So wait till you fucking get a load of that. I've not been graced with a sloppy Hemi guru. Yeah, dude, and the Hemi guys are even worse with the fucking secret squirrel stuff. They think they're taking over the world with their secrets. I'm currently working on 3D printing you guys a couple of little things, so I'll be shipping you guys some stuff.
Matt has some weird obsession with 3D printing right now.
It's just cool. I like random stupid technology. Yeah. Of course. I buy like flashlights and retarded shit all the time.
There's something for me coming.
Yeah.
Watch a little 3D.
I'd like to get a 3D printer, but my house is not huge and my garage is limited.
We have no more room.
And I just don't want a 3D printer just going like in a room for, at least at this point. The gadget part of it is extremely appealing, but as of right now, I'll let you print me stuff. Yes, Jamie, I'm including something for you too. Thanks for everything. That's very nice. Another Canadian.
We like Canadians.
You fucking Canucks are everywhere. Tranny swap.
Goals. That's all I see.
Tranny swap question. Did this guy read the wiki page for the transmission stuff? Let's dive in here. Yes, I signed up just to ask you a question. No need to reply. I watch all your videos. Thanks for all the knowledge you share. Goals. Torque monster that can tow and have fun. 700 wheel, not a drag truck. Put a magnet charger on it. 700 wheel. Tow. I want to tow with 700 wheel.
You can't have everything.
Do these people read their stuff when they type it? 60E. Am I just gonna jump out of this without reading the rest of this?
I'm looking for some good.
Do you want me to take you seriously? I have a 04 1500 4x4 60E, and I'm looking for a good 4L80E swap info. I'll know you'll tear me up. Yeah. I have not done a four-wheel drive, but you just buy a four-wheel drive 80E and put it in and put the stock drive shafts in. The issue, I don't know. I've never done a 60E to 80E swap. I'm a smart guy and I buy the 2500 truck the first time. Or you get a two-wheel drive and then you put the two-wheel drive 80E in and you don't worry about it. Anyway, My assumption is that maybe the axles are different from the 1500 to the 2500, and you can't just bolt in 2500 axles, but I might be completely wrong in that assumption, and you might be able to take the 2500 transfer case, and drive shafts for your respective length vehicle and bolt them right in. I might be wrong. The front diff and other things might be. I have no clue. I can't answer that stuff. I don't know what drive shafts to use or if my transfer case will fit the 80E. Yeah, dude, I don't know if the transfer case is 80E transfer case or a 60E transfer case. And what year? I don't know. I know I'll have to modify the cross member, and that would be the easy part. I just don't know what parts to buy and what wiring info, etc. I read your wiki page, and it does not apply. Yeah, dude, I don't have any four-wheel drive info. You're right.
We were just talking about that the other day, that you've never messed around with four-wheel drive because we can't find them here. It's destroyed.
We were just talking about this in my video and Miguel's video today. My buddy's putting up a YouTube video where he interviews me. End of April, he said. But he asked me stuff about four-wheel drive stuff too.
That's where I heard it.
We agreed that we're in the Northeast here. Anything that's four-wheel drive is worth $1 million and clean, and no one wants to fucking get rid of it. It's their baby, their four-wheel drive.
Plow truck.
Or it's a completely destroyed plow truck that's worth nothing. And that's like the 50-50 split. There's no in between. Last question. What gears do you think I should run? I have 33-inch tires, factory 373s, might go to 35s. Truck has a small lift kit. He's going to do a 403 and make 700.
He wants to tow?
Go with 456s. Jamie's truck has 456s.
They're incredible.
Chris Ortiz made 700 tire and had 456s, and his was a light two-wheel drive version of what you have. So a 456 is the best. You want as much gear as possible. If you're not going to drag race, you want just massive amount of gearing to most utilize the power and torque that you want, especially if you're going to have tall-ass tires. CX Racing 80 millimeter, currently Circle D budget, twin 340, returnless fuel converted. Don't rip me apart in the video, or I will send you a dildo in the mail. Seriously, thanks for any. Yeah, I mean, I hope you can get something from all that. I don't do four-wheel drives. I would do 456 gears. The CX Racing 80 millimeter T4, is that like the Magnum clone? That's capable of easy 700 tire, but the issue is you got to understand you can't tow with 700 wheel up a hill and pull a trailer. You're probably going to have an event halfway through that. I hope you're not too drunk when you read this. Hello, Matt and Jamie. I have a couple questions. On a previous YouTube video, you mentioned having tuna sloppy stage 2 cam naturally aspirated as well as turbo. I'm taking your advice on my build, and I'm putting my together and flooring it. Anyway, plan is to get the car running first, naturally aspirate and spray it up to 150 while I hoard parts to go turbo. What kind of numbers have you seen NA with that cam? I have a stock high mile 99.53, stage 2, pack 1218s, 1 7/8, going to Malibu 80E, 9-inch rear, 350, 370 gears. Street car beat up tires. That brings me to my second question. What happened to your Malibu wagon? I sold it to Brian Grubb right after I built it. A guy that lives in Southern Maryland, and he drove it around for a while, and then he ended up pulling the powertrain, putting it in something else, and I think he still has the shell. If you were interested in buying the shell, last year he offered it to me for like pennies if I wanted the shell.
I'm so glad
to fuck with it again, but I didn't want it. Anyway, the only time we put a sloppy stage 2 in a vehicle and dynoed it all motor was Chad Cooksand's 69 C10 with the LS1 and T56 in it. And that guy builds like museum quality builds. He's
most beautiful truck ever.
Yeah.
It's seriously the most gorgeous thing you can ever look at. You just look at it and you're like, how did somebody even do that?
And
like, how?
It picked up 46 wheel all motor with a stick shift car. So you can, you'll pick up 30 horsepower. If you have long tubes, that's going to help you maybe make 50 horsepower through an auto at the most. But what's cool about that cam is it sounds good on motor, it works good on motor, and it works good on turbo. Like it's this triple threat. It's not great for anything, but it will do all of them well. Anyway, there we go. I answered, I think. LQ4 turbo questions. Love the videos and all the helpful information you share. We are building an LQ4 out of a wrecked 04 2500, transplanting into a 03 long box 2500 or two-wheel drive 1500. Plan a single turbo, stock ECU, HP Tizzles. I have the 6-liter and open valve covers not gummed up. So going to change springs and see what happens with boost. Not looking for crazy numbers off the bat. So you're going to do stock cam with valve springs. I've been searching through the forums, ideas, going 80s, room for improvement. You could also decap stockers, but get them flowed to make sure they're even. Comp cams, 918. Man, I always hear about 918s breaking. They make me fucking nervous. Some people don't have a problem. Some people do. Wally 450 will go 700 on gas. The question is, we have an opportunity to get an LS6. I believe it's a stock cam. Not sure the hot cam number stamped on it. 50. You have to look that up. Would this be a waste of time to remove the stock cam? Nope. The LS6 is actually a really good turbo cam. It's just the fact that people know that now, and people are selling used LS6s for $250 when a brand new trick flow cam is $250. So that's the push. People are overcharging for a stock part that should be cost effective, and it ends up costing more than a new part. The LS6 is an excellent turbo cam. My friend has a 6-liter 2500 older motor, S475, stock cam made 460 on like 10 pounds. And that's pretty close to your goals anyway, on only 10 pounds of boost. LS6 cam will certainly help. Definitely do valve springs in the stock cam or LS6. Don't just do LS2 valve springs. They're garbage also, in my opinion. Just put packs in there, or if you never want to touch it again, put Brian Tooley doubles. They're another like $50, $75, but you get the redundancy of the double spring, much better clamping force, just all around better spring package for sure if you don't want to do a super budget. Anyway, air to air or meth. I like to do air to air and methanol. Fancy. First off, thanks big time for helping us out. Quest, rolling burnouts on a budget. Should I go with a small limited size air to air or just meth without an intercooler or nothing at all? Man, I don't do a lot of the non-intercooled. It scares the shit out of me that even a simple intercooler will easily, save your setup, make average, repeatable, safe horsepower a reality. Do a tiny air-to-air and meth if you can't fit anything else. If you think you can't fit anything, cut everything until you can fit everything. You'll be better. 5.3 SBE, sloppy stage 2, 1218, 80E, decap, turbo VS, which I have not purchased yet. 91 pump, no access to ethanol. Car is about 3,200 pounds. Shitty stuff, drive-by-wire, 444 rear, which is a stock diff. Just put the tallest fucking tire you can put in there. It only took me 4 years to use this account. 0 posts from 03. I think I recognize this guy, SB911. Yeah. Put just the air-to-air, dude. People think this air-to-air is small. And what's incredible is when we were on the dyno the other day and we had the grill off, this side was torch hot and this side was cold. And this is tiny and useless, as most people would describe it. It shouldn't even be on the car, but huge difference. Do both for a street car. Absolutely. You need all that insurance. If the pump gas is bad one day, your shit's blown up. I watch your videos. I'm building an 89 Trans Am. Street. Do not intend to drag race. Little John stage 2. VSR 88. Jesus Christ. VSR. With either. Oh, okay. Expecting 800 wheel. Well, my truck makes fucking 800 wheel stupid easy.
That much for just the street?
85 plus meth. I mean, I think E85 and meth is kind of redundant. Once you have E85, you have so much alcohol going in that meth is kind of dumb. Anyway, 91 for meth. Okay, that's why you have the meth on. It's because you're going to do fuel switching. 120s, Walbro 450s, 86. 80E, currently at 88, 373. Will these be okay, or do I need to switch to 3X 26-inch tire? If you're not going to race it at the track, just run what you have, dude.
He wants an opinion on a converter.
Buy the Circle D budget converter and see if it holds 800 tire. It may or may not. I don't know. You could buy just a Billy Badass converter right away. I mean, 800. Here's the thing: is closing in an 800 is you can't cheap out on a torque converter. so you might struggle.
It will make a difference.
The 26-inch tire and the gear ratio shit is all personal preference because you're not drag racing, so you don't need to hit a certain trap with loss or anything else. I mean, you got a funny goal to have no desire to race it. So, I mean, you're kind of, I don't know, you're all over the board here. If you're driving on the highway and the RPMs seem too high in overdrive, put a taller, like a 327 in it, especially with a 26-inch tire, or raise the tire height, or...
Sounds like the wind is going to take in the garage doors.
Yeah, today it fucking hailed. I posted a video for you guys on I didn't post it on Sloppy. I did post it on Sloppy. It dropped fucking hail the size of grapes today. It started off as peas and we were laughing, and then it started to hurt and we're like, oh, ha ha.
I had to pull over on the highway in my turbo truck.
We're like, this was funny, and now it's going to destroy all of our vehicles, and it started dropping on the size of fucking grapes, and then it didn't seem to dent any of the cars. If you have an aluminum car, you're probably fucked. Like, if you have an Audi with aluminum or a Ford truck, it probably dented the fuck out of your shit. But anyway, I watch your videos and I need to reply. New to your videos, but I've gone back quite a bit, and it seems early on you use JFR, but the Colorado has a Little John. I'm curious why the switch. I like to play the field. I know John Bewley and I know Jarrett.
And it was whoever shipped it first, I think, this time.
Yeah, sometimes it was like I had the Jarrett cam and I kind of heard it, and Bewley was like, I'll cut you a deal on a Little John cam, and he sent me a cam, and I mean, I'm friends with both of those guys, and they both do good work. Depending on your combination, it's hard to go wrong with either one. That's why I like to try. Like I'm
go back and forth.
Yeah, like I have a Jake's Performance converter now, and I was Circle D, and I tell people to buy PTC. I feel like you can't go wrong with all of them. And the other part of that is I don't like to pigeonhole myself and say only one thing is good.
You like to experiment, see what else is out there in case you bring the market up so much you can't buy the things that you like.
Yeah,
most.
I have there's a thing called the sloppy tax where I inadvertently raise the cost of economical items to the point of where they're not economical anymore.
So
ain't that a bitch?
So you pick out a bunch of items.
And then I'll go to something else that's cheap, and we're like, hey, this is just as good too. And then, that ends up going up because of demand. And anyway, some new junkyard shit. I have a 305 TPI. Bless you. That sounds awful. I'm updating. Of course, you have a 383 and a third gen. Mechanical throttle. LS1 coils, 80E. LS1 standalone. What are you asking? Already installed 20. Okay. So you put the LS1 ECU on the TPI? What PCM would you recommend to start with HP tuners? And I have a Gen 1 383 stroker. Okay, mechanical throttle. So yeah, you're retrofitting the LS computer to this. I tuned a car with an LT1 and a 411 PCM. Vortex distributor for the 1X cam. What PCM would you recommend? Like a truck computer. A 2000 Silverado ECU. You do need to have the input shaft speed sensor for the 80E. I think that's answering your question. I was wondering if you still had twins in the Silverado. I know that was quite a while ago. If you have them, I'd love to take them off your hands. I pulled them out and got rid of them the next day. I also wanted to thank you for your builds and all the info you put out there. I was originally going to buy a pair of turbos that would have cost more money than my motor. This is my first fuel injection build, and I've seen the light, and I'll definitely have Chinese turbo build this year. Just some quick info because I love talking about it. 07 single cab, stock L92, T56 291st, 411 all year round DD. I want to add a couple of small turbos and LS9 quiet boost cam. You put the E in the wrong spot.
Why do you want twins?
People just are just.
Why? It's double the work.
As Corey would say, they're just
They just want them there.
They just want to be like, yeah, fucking twin turbo, yeah, twins.
No.
I don't know. Some people, obviously, the visual appeal is fine if that's fine with you, and I don't know. Looking for 1K horsepower.
OCD that
the turbos I had in my the turbos I had. Some of the people are like that. They need the engine bay to be even.
I can understand.
Looking
that
for
turbo speed.
1,000 horsepower. A lot of fun in the street. 2 turbos because it'll look cool right there. And that's fine. If you can say that, I really have no issue. A lot of people will never admit that. And if you can just fucking admit that. The turbos I had in the 2500 will not go 1,000 horsepower, buddy. Not by a long shot. You should probably buy Borg S366s. And you will shit your pants and they will make 1,200 plus rear wheel easily on a T56 car. I have friends who have done 1,100 through a TH400, which has like 30% loss, and your T56 will be nowhere near that. So you want Borg Warner S366s, call like Jose at Forced Inductions and get set up with those.
Borg wieners.
Or buy, I mean, maybe, I can't tell you, everyone bought 7875s and everyone's building twin turbo 7875 cars, but no one has results yet. Ackerman's car, well, if you can hold on and keep watching, Ackerman has billet 7875s. His motor is getting together right now. He's finishing doing a 750 cert cage in the car right now. If you can wait till spring, I can let you know what they'll do through a Power Glide automatic. And if it easily does 1,100 through that, it'll shit out 1,000 easily with a T56 for sure. So if you can hang on, if you can't hang on, buy the Borg S366s. They will for sure clear that goal with a vengeance. They will just fucking shit 1,100 horsepower easy. Anyway. Oh my god, this guy wrote a lot. I'm not drinking enough of this. 0 posts, February 17th. That's funny. 0 posts. Has 0 posts.
With the possible ringland issue, I know it's not a cheap thing to do, but I'm sure you could figure out a way. Have you thought about using a vacuum pump setup to take the pressure off the rings? Would it work for a turbo application?
I have thought about that, and it does work, but I'm not interested in that issue. I don't think the issue is just the pressure. My sensor failed, and I ran exorbitant amount of boost again, and I think that the heat, pressure, and
the fact that you wouldn't stop.
Excessive horsepower is what broke it because of a stupid issue. I was on track to nail it, and then the map sensor was leaking, and I have no way of telling how much boost I was running, and I'm pretty sure that's when I broke the pistons, because no matter what at that point, I could not get back up to where I was, and I just started increasing the amount of smoke. For sure, I have seen plenty of reputable places showing, like Dandy Race Engines in Australia, Steve Morris, a couple places showing the benefit of a vacuum pump on all motor and on turbo cars. I don't think I'll ever install a vacuum pump. No, I think it has no business in this engine bay. I think that's overcomplicating it. For sure, it would help. Some people might think I'm a total asshole, but I think just casually venting it and doing everything correctly for once. Everyone's like, well, the motor failed. The motor failed, and the issue is that I failed the motor. I keep having issues or ignoring issues and breaking things. And it's funny because people are like, let's go on a mini rant. You should build the motor. You should buy pistons.
You should do this. You should do that.
All that's going to do is cost me more and make me more upset that I broke expensive parts than these. And what's kind of nice is this stuff breaks easily. And what's not cool is those more expensive parts, you have to push harder to find an issue, and you may break all your expensive parts. And it's funny to me that the people that say, well, if I broke this at 500 horsepower, they'd be like, well, you need to upgrade everything. And then I'd go to 600 and they go, oh, well, I guess 5 was okay, but now it breaks. I mean, here we are at 1,000 and it's proving to be reliable up until I fuck up and people still think the motor's crap. It's funny, like some people just don't get it, and I don't think they ever will get it. But anyway, here we go. I won't bother asking questions that have been answered. So for the 10,000th time about my combination, I will ask about long-term use of parts. Since you use the stock pan and filter, what are your average oil temps? No fucking clue. I don't look at them.
On to the next.
I don't look, but I have driven 300 miles in a day and had no issues. Second, can I just run E85 all the time? Or should I not do that in the... What? Should I not do that in the winter? Okay. Whew. I'm having a custom 32-gallon tank fit between the rails. Here's the thing. From what I have read, If the car is going to sit, you don't want a lot of ethanol content because it's pure corrosive alcohol. Even though stuff is supposed to be able to handle it, you may still have pitting and other weird fucking issues. The nice thing about a content sensor is you drive to a low amount of, like a quarter tank, and you fill up on gas, and you're pickling the system, and you're getting the gasoline in there that's not as corrosive, and it's softer on your system for if the vehicle is going to sit. You can use straight E85, and mostly I have no problems, but people keep saying that it breaks apart their fuel lines. I don't see that issue. What I do find is that in winter, it's hard to start an ethanol car for sure, and that's just more of like an annoying thing than it is a deal breaker. If you just get the ethanol content down, once I get under 40%, the fucking car will start with 18-degree coolant temp. If I'm at 60% and it's below 40-degree coolant temp, I have to start the thing 3 fucking times until it runs. And, I mean, is that going to break the deal for you? You need to figure this stuff out on your own. Third, do you need that air-to-air intercooler if you're using E85 or just when you're on pump? I like to use it all the time because it lowers my inlet air temp. It gets the air to be more dense. It makes more safer, reliable horsepower. I have friends who race with E85, non-intercooled, with crazy amount of boost. They go stupid fast, but I've never had great luck with non-intercooled. It makes me nervous. It's easy enough to fit an intercooler in 99% of situations, and the benefits far exceed the other aft that. So, yeah, why not do intercooler? Lastly, do you have part numbers for your various injectors you have used? I work at a large auto parts store, and the discounts are pretty amazing. Look them up. Look up the Bosch 210s and see if you can get them by part number. I don't have them offhand. You're going to have to look them up. Anyway, as for the 4.8 you have sitting there, yes, I want to see this with the 4L. Yeah, I do too. If I can't find what's wrong with this, I'm totally skipping over it and just jamming that motor in. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to choose John said, you guys can pester John if you want. He told me a couple weeks ago that he would cut me a custom cam for that 4.8 so that I would be ready when I need to put it in, and I have not seen it yet. Thank you for all your hard work, showing us how easy it is to still make power easily for less. Yeah, every year we find a way to do it more power, safely, and cheaper. MS3 boost controller questions. Can you please go about... I've never done it. We're going to try it on Ackerman's car. It's brand new software for dome control. If you guys look it up. If you don't know, then maybe you shouldn't know about it. Yeah. We're going to work on that this year. I mean, you set up 2 solenoids. You wire them in and you tell the computer which ones are which, and you set a target boost, and it uses the fill to hit the amount, and then it uses the drain to maintain the amount, and then if it starts to nose over, it uses the fill again, and it does all this in thousands of times a second. It's completely adjustable and up to the user to configure, and I haven't done it yet, and I can't give you a base. Just do it! Coming out of the dark.
From the video, from the What is Sloppy video.
I noticed you appreciate it when people tell you about their builds. Oh, he's coming out. I thought I'd share mine. 01 Camaro, bought as a bolt-on car. Bought a on-3 turbo kit, don't have fab skills. That's fine. 19-year-old done in driveway. Went 78, awesome. 75.
Awesome.
Yeah, people are like, oh, it must be nice because you have a thing. I will show you pictures of Corey and I working under a fucking budget-ass circus tent in the rain, in the leaves, welding in the water pits.
So before Matt continues,
yeah,
when Matt and I first started dating, he got all this done in his garage. I could not believe that this man didn't have any tools. So guess what I bought for the first 2 years we were together? Every tool that I could find. Because he had nothing, and he worked on a skeleton tool. Like, skeleton...
Just some Harbor Freight stuff, like a 3/8 set.
He made all of his videos off of those tools. And now that I've completely jam-packed his toolbox twice...
And people keep buying me stuff. People are amazed that I still don't have certain stuff.
But you don't need to have everything and every skill to do it, because Matt has made it without every tool, and the man didn't even have a freaking creeper. He would lay on the ground.
Yep, I like laying on the ground.
Would you stop laying on the fucking ground?
Oh, anyway, that's awesome that you did that. Yeah, you bolted a kit on. The on-3 kit, I heard, doesn't fit great. It's like a little warped in some areas. It's a pain in the ass. Sometimes on the truck kits, they say the wastegate creeps. But you gotta, I mean, if you're buying it and it bolts on and it gets you going, that's a whole other thing. So, I mean, On3, I think does pretty good with a lot of their products. Here's the issue: is people are like, I want budget, but I want it to fit great, and I want an AMS product at an On3 price, and you just have to understand.
I want an AMS product.
Yeah, you just have to understand what you're buying. Like, be realistic, guys. Anyway, 7875 PT spec stall. Imagine that, TH400. Local burnouts and dumb shit. He took his 60E out and put a fucking Toyota TH400 in. What a guy. What my hero. 220 used Texas speed cam. Awesome. Deca 80s. Walbro. Oh, man. Local tuner tuned it. Not ready to step into the tuning world just yet. No fucking problem. 10 pounds. A lot faster than I thought. And hope it to touch into the 10s. All of this was used per your recommendations throughout the years, and I've been watching your YouTube videos. I've been watching since I was a kid and love seeing your nitrous beaters and blow them up. Yes, I made this account to message you. Keep up with all the awesome videos and continue proving everyone wrong. Awesome. How much power did you make? I'm curious. It doesn't take much through a TH400 to make an 01 Camaro go fast. I rag on those cars a lot, but with a moderate amount of power with the automatic, those cars can cut insane 60 foots with all the stock hardware, especially if you relocate the torque arm to the back with like that UPR or who a bunch of places make
One Post Wonder.
Yeah. Those cars will fly. It'll go stupid easy 10s.
Comment in the video how much power you made.
Yeah.
Matt will read it. He reads them all.
Tell me how much power you make. If you made like 5 and change, you'll go 10s, no problem. Put it this way. My buddy Donovan, before you might have seen the videos, you can search for Donovan's WS6. It's like a 01 or a 02. It's pewter. We did the junkyard 6-liter, and it has a 80 millimeter, a 4L80E, and a 9-inch in it. And that car on spray, when it was a bolt-on LS1 car on spray, would make 515 through the auto. It would go 10.6. So if you're anywhere in that 480, 500 range, you're going to go 10s. Anyway, I just watched your What is Sloppy Mechanics video. You touched on using the Holley EFI in the future, and I would buy the shit out of some how-to videos for that. There's a class in Bowling Green, but fuck that. I'd rather have you break down and brutal, honestly. I'm going to video installing it and setting it up and getting it ready to rock, but I will take that into serious consideration, and once I learn a little bit more about it, I can show you guys how to use it also. But as of right now, I had cars, I think I did 3 cars last year that were brought to me already running, and I fine-tuned them already on Holley EFI. And it took a little bit of a curve because it's not something I used to, but as soon as I understood the data logs, the fuel table, the air fuel trims, with any standalone, you can get in there and get everything closer and make it work. But I'm far from it's really my first swings. Anyway, raccoons are weird. Truth. They'll do weird shit. Mm-hmm. I like the videos when the people are like, "Oh, you're so cute. I'm going to feed you stuff." And they feed it. They go to reach and they give it food and it bites the fuck out of them and runs away. Ha!
A big thank you.
They're like, "Oh, I'm cute. I'll arr!" And they're like, "Oh my God, it bit the fuck out of me." And they're like, "Ha! Ha!" And they took your bag of Doritos and bit you. Anyway.
Den Man.
Mr. the Den Man. This guy gets it. I watch all your videos. Caps makes it more important. Man, my voice is shot. You read this thing. I'm going to drink this.
I, as many others, cannot thank you enough for all of the videos and information you have shared. It has given me the confidence to take on my first turbo car project that I have wanted to do for many years. I just fired it up for the first time a few weeks ago. 4.8 microscore from
He used a bass tune?
with a bass tune and a 2-door. Oh my God! Don't even get started with the 2-door.
I'm excited. I'm gonna go run laps around the house.
4L80E manual valve body, and the sense of accomplishment motivated me to open an account to thank you. I don't have much money to spare, so as a token of my appreciation, I hope that I can lend you a few helpful tips, tools, parts to help you out. Hopefully, this is new info. Tip for getting stubborn V-vans to seal: do-it-yourself intercooler beating tools.
Wow, I'm going to have to look at all this.
Holy.
This is more than I need. This is better than money for me, dude. I'm going to look through all this.
Yeah, keep this.
Oh, Blue Sea Systems. I use their products already.
Hey, don't You're going to go nuts. Here we go. See, this is what...
I use these products. Imagine that.
I hope these are helpful, or you would add them to the Sloppy Wiki or frequently bought items to also help others out. I'm trying not to be a needy asshole. Thank you. And give back rather than bombard you with several technical questions, which I do have, but instead just figure them out.
He
Good
gets
for you,
it.
buddy.
You
That
get
is
it.
awesome. You're
You
going to
get
feel
it.
better.
Ask me questions anyway if you can't figure it
I'll
out.
send more to be added to the archives if you want. One simple one is in one of the Fairmont 3.0 videos, you mentioned using the stock vacuum tree and seeing how it holds up. Did it last while you owned the car?
Yep. The stock Ford vacuum tree really doesn't get crusty or break at all, as long as you're not an idiot and you don't like bend it 90 degrees when you try to jam or rip the hoses off. The stock Ford vacuum tees from the Fairmonts, the Fox Body, the Mustang, the LTD, they have a really nice, it has like the booster side, another 1/2 inch one that can go to the intake, a bunch of smaller, medium size, 5/16, 3/8. That stuff works really well. I never had any problems with it.
So is any of this stuff in the wiki?
Here's the thing that's kind of annoying is I put this stuff in the frequently bought list on Amazon, and here's what sucks is like when they roll the stock and it goes out of stock, it kicks it off the list. I haven't posted the Amazon list in a while. No one's asked about it, but I noticed half of the shit was missing off of it the other day.
You were messing with it not that long ago.
I was trying to add stuff to it because it seems like when the person I add to the list goes out of stock, they take it off the list and they don't say anything about it. So I have to go through and add. I think I need to make another post and ask people, and I'll try to bump as much stuff back in it. But it has gotten rid of some of the stuff, and I have added some of the stuff. What I was really interested in he says this is a Milwaukee tool.
Oh boy.
The Slam
So
Jammer.
let's see what I'm going to buy now.
Ooh.
Because that's all I do.
Oh, it's the sideways drill.
You don't have
I'm going to soon get rid of my Makita 1/2 inch because one of the batteries died. I think I'm going to give it back to my dad. And I don't think I'm going to buy DeWalt stuff anymore. I think I like the Milwaukee stuff a lot. I want to get a Milwaukee. I want to get a Milwaukee 18 volt, like the Fuel 1/2 inch badass. And then have all Milwaukee stuff, I think. I'm going to be a Milwaukee shop. That's a badass little drill right there. You know what I have? I have that Harbor Freight 90 attachment for my DeWalt. And I put the DeWalt this way and the 90 this way. And I drill my stuff like that.
You do all that work?
Yeah, it's a beast. It works great. It takes 2 seconds to install. It's awesome.
Do you want that new tool?
Yeah, maybe next time we go somewhere.
Yeah,
You got to wait for guys.
know-how.
You got to wait. Every now and then, a couple times a year, Milwaukee does that sale where you can buy the drill, and it comes with a drill and an impact and a bag and a $100 gift card. So you can get the drill, the impact, the bag, the double charger, batteries, and the Sidewinder because it's $99 and they give you a $100 gift card. You get all 3 of those tools, 2 batteries, a charger, and a bag for like $1.50. It's mind-blowing. And I mean, they're not the most powerful shit in the world, but they're going to help you pull screws in and out. That's going to really speed up your job. Anyway, you read the rest of that.
Yep.
Fact,
That's awesome. Good luck. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I like that stuff a lot.
No need to reply.
I'm curious why you don't reference lambda when using ethanol blends. I feel like my brain knows the... Basically, like, in my opinion, when you're using the gas scale, you're good. Just use the gas scale because that's what it's calibrated for. I could change it to lambda and tune from there, but why at this point? It's working for me to use the gasoline scale. That's my really underwhelming answer for you. Info on your AEM boost switch. Well, sir. Oh man, what is this? What's this?
Oh, look at the little smiley guy shifting.
What's this?
Oh boy.
There's a whole article on it.
And
then, yeah, the rest of these are friend requests.
Weird.
I don't want any friends. Anyway, that is it. It is 1 a.m. and I have an entire cup of coffee to drink.
And we've been gone all day, so
yeah,
let's go inside.
I haven't been home all fucking day. So enjoy and ask the questions, comments, and all that.
And don't forget to talk about the live videos, what you guys think, if you want to see it, if you give a fuck, if you'd rather it just be through messaging or even just have Matt try it once and try it out. Just leave your thoughts because he's back and forth and he wants to figure it out. Okay? All right.